Theirs was flesh and blood, just like you and me.
Whoa, what's up, buddy?
What is going on, man? How are you?
All right, how are you?
Tired.
Yeah.
Tired of all the bullshit from these Halloween fans. That's what I'm tired of, motherfucker. No, just joking.
Damn, like
that. Evil
this
Dies
movie.
Tonight, right?
This movie is like splitting the fans, like boom,
It's
left
crazy.
and right.
It's crazy.
Like I don't know. I mean, Rob Zombie's movies obviously split the fans, but that was more like I don't know what Rob Zombie's H2. I'd say what that's more like 75-25. 75 hated it, 25 liked it.
Yeah.
And then Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 was probably more like 50-50. And this one, I'd say, what do you think? Kills is 50-50 too?
I would say 60-40. 60 positive, 40 on the side there. It's kind of like, I don't know how to feel about this. I've heard from a lot of people that they've gotten out of the theater and they've had to stew on it and really think about it because they don't even know how they actually feel. And I don't know what it's like to feel that confused.
That's exactly like as soon as it was over, I just sat in the chair for a little bit, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to think right now.
Yeah,
I don't know if I liked it. I don't know if I hated it. I don't know. A lot of emotions, but I do realize that it is the middle part of a trilogy. So obviously, it's not gonna have the story you're looking for because this isn't where the story was being built. It was kind of set up in the first in 2018 and then obviously going to conclude with ends. So this movie to me was more just like filler to get to that point.
Right.
Which, I mean, it was good. It was for the most part fairly good filler. So I'll give it that.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of conversation with my buddy Peter Anthony last night regarding this. Guys, just to let you know, Destiny is lagging a little bit. But Art Wishwood, James, my lovely, how are you? How are you, my lovely Art? How are you? And Josh says, "Go Broncos."
Thanks, Josh. I don't know if you're being serious or not, but hopefully you are, even though we're not that good. But I'll take it.
Hey, dude, did I give you my picks for this week? Oh man, I hope I did.
I don't think you did, but I mean, you could still get them to me. Obviously, I'll just have to mark you a point off for Thursday night's game.
For Thursday, yeah.
I think you did, but
I thought I did.
I'll have to check. But if not, like I said, just get them over after this, and then
yeah. I got to yeah.
All right. So I guess I should say some hellos, which you already started.
Yeah,
Gary Sim, my dude, what's up? Boogman, Crandon Martin, my dude. Brett from Good Real Art, you already said hey to him, but what's up to you, Art? Todd Thibodeau, Andy Reeves, what's going on? Josh, already talked about Josh M. Loving some Broncos. Kyle from Flet's House of Horror, what's up? Joel Felon, what's going on?
What's up, guys?
All right. We're here tonight to talk about Halloween H2O. One of my favorite. Oh, wait. No? We're not talking about H2O?
No.
I was going to wear that shirt, but I didn't.
You should have.
I just got it today. It looks really good.
Oh, the one you sent me?
Yeah.
The image of? Oh, that one came in? I've been waiting for all of mine to come in, dude. I haven't gotten a tracking number or anything.
I didn't expect to get it that quick. I mean, I just ordered the damn thing. But I'll take it. And they send an airhead every time they give me one, so whatever. No, not an airhead, a warhead.
Warhead.
My bad.
That's why there was a warhead on my floor the other day. I was like, where the fuck did this come from?
That's what my kids and wife said. They're like, why the hell is there a random airhead laying around? I was like, I don't know. And then it fell out of the bag again today, so I was like, that's kind of weird. They just hand out candy, one piece.
Yeah, COVID candy.
Good. Make us feel better.
Yeah.
Sean Love, what's going on, buddy? And Jason Nike, what's going on? I didn't want to dive in too far, even though Destiny obviously just talked a shit ton about it. Obviously, it was. Crandon says after watching Kills, I went home like, yep, Matt loved this one. Then Matt said yeah.
It's funny. You asked me. You're like, you said, how do you think I feel right now? And I told you, I was like, I don't know how you're going to feel about this. I have a feeling that you're going to be kind of on the fence with it. And you watched it and you're like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I was like, I was expecting this, which is crazy because based on a lot of movies you do watch and prefer to watch, you're into the constant,
the 100 miles an hour.
Yes, just never stopping. No breaks. We're running red lights here. And then, but I felt for some reason I was like, I don't know if Matt's gonna really love this, and that's what happened.
That's Brett says, shocked with Matt's response. Bigger shock than shocking moments in movie. There you go. That's how shocking it was.
It was shocking. It was a
Tactical Terminator. What's up, Grim and Kyle? Good evening, fellas. How's it going, buddy?
What is going on? How's it going?
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Yes, sir.
So how many times have you watched Kills?
Last night was number 3. But it was majority of it was background noise. I was doing mask work and everything, and glancing over, listening to certain things here and there. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch.
Okay, James said, "Screw this show," and he just left me high and motherfucking dry. And there he is again.
I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I'm gonna watch it again though.
I was gonna say I saw you click something, and that was the end of the game, and you vanished.
Yeah, I picked up my phone, and then it hit a key on my, like a smart key on my keyboard, and yeah.
Andy Reeves said I really enjoyed it. After I watched it at the theater last night, I already watched it on Peacock this morning. Yeah, I saw it on Thursday in the theaters, and then I watched it Friday, and I watched it today. So 3 times for me as well. I will say, compared to the first watching it for the second and third time, I definitely enjoyed it a hell of a lot more. Obviously, still got loads of problems. Pacing was a little weird, a little funky.
Dialogue, huge negative.
I keep hearing, like, I keep seeing that on Killer Flicks and all these other pages saying it's a slasher flick. What do you expect, dude? But this isn't just like an ordinary slasher flick. This is the Halloween franchise that is a fucking very well produced film. It isn't like it's one of those 80s cheesy ass slasher flicks. Like, this is different. They got to have at least a little bit better dialogue than what they're delivering in this film, and make what they're saying actually believable, and cut out the one-liners, because I don't want to hear all these quick one-liners from Tommy and Lori and Karen. I just don't want to hear it. It doesn't go well in these films.
When I was a kid, you protected me, and tonight I'm going to protect you. I'm paraphrasing. That was cringy, a little cringy. I don't know. That's the problem I found with Tommy Doyle and his dialogue here, is a lot of it was really executed and delivered really oddly.
That's another mixed bag. Tommy Doyle. Some people liked him, some people didn't. It's not really leaning one way or the other with Anthony Michael Hall's performance.
He's good too. He's a good actor.
He is. I don't know if it was his delivery that was making them so, or just the way they were written and in the script. So I don't know who's to blame for the way that went.
Yeah, no. There was a lot of moments of Tommy Doyle that I did enjoy. Like, don't get me wrong, but there were some moments, that was just odd, especially when he kept saying. Well, it seemed like he kept saying, "Evil dies at night."
And then I think they said, "Hey, Tommy, what was that? I didn't hear you. Can you say that again?" Evil dies tonight.
Oh, evil dies. Yes.
I wanted you to say it again. Damn it.
Yeah. Sorry. Evil dies tonight.
Wait, what was that?
My shirt says it.
What? Oh my gosh, it's even on your shirt. You have to live with that for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I do.
Evil dies tonight.
I want this poster though. It's great.
It is a good looking poster, but that's a cringy ass line. Just saying.
The thing is, Evil Dies Tonight is not so cringy until you watch the film and then you hear it. It's like when you say the same word over and over and over again, and you start kind of realizing, like, this is a weird sounding word, but it really doesn't sound weird.
Hi, Destiny.
Hi, I would like to say Evil Dies Tonight. I would also like to join in on that. In case y'all didn't know, Evil Dies Tonight.
Evil Dies Tonight.
One way or the other. One way or the other. It's going to die tonight.
For sure.
So, did anybody say the line any better than anybody else? Because Tommy Doyle's version of it was cringy, and Sheriff Brackett's version of it was kind of,
Marion's was the worst.
Marion's was the worst, 100%.
I don't know. What about that lady in the hospital? I was like, Evil dies tonight.
She's probably the worst, actually. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Like that lady.
She's like the only one that sticks out. She's like right in your face. Evil dies tonight.
And they show her a couple of times too. Like whenever they go back to the crowd, it's more like focused on her. And I was like, okay, her out of everyone,
are you?
right? Who are you? Yeah.
We don't know you. God.
Who are you?
Yeah, like get out. You're like they're like focusing in on you, and we don't even know who you are.
Yeah, she's really getting into it. That's for sure.
I was hoping Sheriff Barker should have said it. That'd have been fucking badass, right?
He was a disappointment in this movie as well.
He didn't do anything.
He
didn't do anything.
Literally.
I mean, he let everything else happen, but
he let Tommy Doyle punch a fucking officer.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Right in front of him. He did take his hat off that one time.
And sat down and was just like, what the fuck is going on around here? And I like that moment, you know, even though he does not do anything, but I like that it gives a second to show him that's like, he knows, like, I'm giving him shit that he didn't do anything, but also I can see how it's hard to do anything with that because there's not that many people and they're definitely overpowered by how many people are losing their shit. I kind of do like that moment when it shows him just sitting there because he's just like, fuck, like, we're fucked right now. Like, I can't, like, they are doing what they're going to do. They cause someone to kill themselves. And they did it. And it's...
Yeah.
That was
and I almost, it's like, I like that part. I like it and I don't like it. I like it because it shows how affected people are by Michael Myers and how everyone is like ready to kill and everyone is out for blood. But then I don't like it because they kill someone who had nothing to do with it, and it's too much of a focus for me once it gets to like that middle part of the movie. I rather them have focused it on Allison or more stuff with Lori and Karen. I don't know. I wish the whole hospital wasn't. I wish they would have shown like a little bit of it.
Yeah, but not
it. Not how much focus they give to it. Because then it puts you in a weird, a different mood, I guess. Like it kind of switches gears, and you're like, yeah. But then you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it was not. I went into this movie not expecting to leave with like the emotional weight that it really had on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Well, I guess to start off, obviously Destiny just talked about this on Braden's channel, but I guess we'll start off by saying what things we did like about Halloween Kills. And James, I will let you go first.
I there's a lot I do like about this film. I'm sorry, but watching it like the third time, well, half watching it and such, there's a couple more things I kind of poke at, but I did like the return of Tommy Doyle. I'm actually glad that it's Anthony Michael Hall and not Paul Rudd. Like that was an actual thing that was going to potentially happen. I'm glad it never happened because I really think Michael Anthony Hall is really good. Anthony Michael Hall. And then, you know, I like the return of the legacy characters, the alum, you know, from the 78 movie. I like it just so we can see those familiar faces, but they were brought in essentially for a body count.
Literally.
And I don't think any of them were given justice with any of their characters, the arcs. It was just a way to show like the fear that Michael has spread upon people for 40 years, and they were the victims of it. So I get what they were trying to do, but I know these are likes, and I'm sorry to dive into something I don't like. I just don't like that. But I did like the kills. I liked how Michael escaped, but what's weird is that we essentially saw just a minor condensed version of that firefighter scene in the trailer. But overall, I did like it. It made Michael feel larger than life. Everything in this movie that was done put him on like a supernatural level. Like they put him like on a fucking pedestal, and they wanted to do everything they can to make him take the crown to be the #1 slasher in cinema. And I really liked that to a degree. I love Karen. I talked so much shit about Karen in the last movie. Even in 2018 when she has a redemption moment where she's like, gotcha. You know, I was like, that's still not enough for me. But this movie flipped the script and I loved it. Cameron, another character that I enjoyed, which shocked me so much. Cameron was a boss, bro. Like some of his dialogue was kind of stupid. Like he says something along the lines of he's haunted my family and your family for 40 years. Tonight he dies. He says something like that, and I kind of didn't like the delivery. But overall, Cameron, when he sees, we're talking spoilers, right?
I kind of already showed a bunch in the beginning of the show, so go for it.
The moment he sees Lonnie in the Myers house was heartbreaking, dude. He's like, Dad, you know, and then Michael just pops out of the closet and he backtracks like a motherfucker. I thought that was great. The flashback scene, the Myers mask, Dr. fucking Loomis, bro, Haddonfield 78. It was great. I do think it was given to us a little too early, though. Hawkins, the return of Hawkins. You know, I don't know how he did it, but he did. And
Yeah.
you know, Will Patton, wonderful actor, and seeing him back here and being a part of this film was absolutely amazing. And I'm glad to see that he will be back for Ends.
I'm so glad that he survived. Obviously, I mean, realistically, I kind of. If it was real life, hell no. Not a fucking chance.
Fuck no.
He laid there for way too long, getting stabbed in the neck. And they didn't forget that he got ran over by a Jeep.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So not only did he almost bleed out, he also should have broken legs and whatever else got ran over. Yeah. But that's beside the point. I'm glad he did live. I really enjoyed his character in 2018. And obviously for what he had to do in this film, which wasn't very much, obviously. I enjoyed him for what we got out of him, and I definitely enjoyed his relationship with Laurie. I thought that was fantastic. It was like kind of like a baby, kind of like side love story thing going on in that hospital room, and I don't think it interfered with anything. Yes, there was a little bit of comedy involved in that scene, but it wasn't like I've heard people say that this movie had more comedy than 2018.
No, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either. I mean, I laughed at stuff that probably wasn't funny. It just was funny to me, but that's different.
Nice tonight. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we're fucking laughing at that part. Yeah. Like, I hope Julian's cameo was funny, even though I don't know if it was supposed to be funny. I enjoyed it.
You're right.
Like,
It was funny.
my number one most best babysitter ever.
That's that asshole kid, Julian.
That's that asshole, little asshole. This across the street.
I like that.
Like,
yeah.
Like that was funny because that character who said the line obviously wasn't involved in the first movie, so he didn't go through anything traumatic, so it wasn't weird that he made a joke or anything like that. So
he's like the new Tommy Doyle.
What? Yeah. Yep, he's gonna come back in the next movie. You're right. You are right, my friend.
40 years from now.
Yep, he's gonna be the new Tommy Doyle.
His movie.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Don't go up there. You're gonna die, Dave.
No, I'm gonna die, Dave. Hey, Lonnie kind of said the same thing, didn't he? He's like, you're dead or you're gonna die. Whenever he ran down the street after those two cops picked him up off the ground. Emily Boomer, what's going on? Obviously, Loves for me would be the opening flashback. I was a little scared how that was gonna be, and it was fucking fantastic. I want a whole movie just like that. Follow up to 78, make it that flashback to look exactly like that and have a whole movie. Yes, I know we had Halloween 2 from 1981. Somebody already fucking told me that. I get it. But I want it now, a different take on what happened when the night he came home. So it just Myers looked fantastic. I know, James, you like your own mask that you showed me earlier.
Oh, you saw that?
It looked good. It did.
Yeah, I know.
But I thought the mask looked amazing. I thought he looked spot on. I'm surprised people didn't bitch because we were seeing his eyeballs like constantly.
It wasn't. I didn't notice it.
I fucking did.
I messaged Lee and I was like, "Hey, I do have a question for you. How did you feel about seeing his eyes? Because I can recall like maybe 4 scenes where you can actually see his eyes in the mask." And I was like, "Did that bother you at all?" Because I know he's really big about that. Because that was as soon as I saw him, I was like, "I wonder how Lee's gonna feel about that." Because we saw his eyes a few times.
Yeah, they were pretty fucking there. That was them H2O eyeballs right there that we were seeing. And ain't Lee saying shit about that.
I saw like it looked like the eye holes were like a little bit pulled down, you know, like it looked like it was hanging lower because in the light, whenever if the light was shining up, you could see it. Which obviously, like light, you're going to see the opening of the eyeballs, you know, like it's gonna happen. But I saw a lot of his eyes, a lot more than I was expecting, which that doesn't bother me. It doesn't take me out of the movie. I didn't care. But I was just like, eyeballs. I see them.
Eyeballs.
I'm seeing him right now. Yeah.
So nobody better talk shit because he has eyeballs in H2O. No fucking okay, wait. But they're supposed to be shot out of his eyes. We get it. But he has
Whatever.
he's supernatural, man. I mean, the shit that happened to him in this movie, he's fucking dead. But obviously he's not. So he can regrow eyeballs then, so I don't want to hear no fucking shit about it. I messaged Chris Durand after I watched Kills and I was like, H2O is better, and he said hell yeah. So just saying.
It's not, but okay.
At the time, I'd probably still watch H2O over Kills. That's just me.
Okay.
But what else did I like? Obviously, Myers, like you said, he was on a pedestal in this movie. It was his movie to fuck some shit up, and he doesn't let you down. That's James Jude Courtney is 100% my favorite Myers. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even close at this point.
He took the crown.
Not even, and he has one more movie to build on, so I don't see how he can't be. So Myers was perfect. The kills were they were fucking great as well, because obviously you guys know I love the gore and the blood and the guts, and they work for me. He was fucking doing his thing with all kinds of different weapons. I wish he would have killed somebody with that drone he threw out of the bathroom. That would have been fucking hilarious, but it didn't work. That was. He's like, what the hell was that? And he fucking throws the drone out and started cracking up. I don't think that was supposed to be funny, but
I laughed. I thought that was.
I was laughing in the theater. I thought that was funny.
Pretty funny.
My kids thought that was funny too, and watched it at home. So, I pretty much, and I mean, I love, like you said, the returning characters were great, but wasn't a huge fan of how we were introduced to them at all.
Right.
I thought we'll get into that a little bit later. That scene just wasn't working for me. Glad to see Tommy Doyle back. Definitely. I actually probably like Lindsay Wallace more than Tommy, to be honest. I thought Kyle Richards did a great job for what she had to do.
Dude, she smashed those bricks, dude.
Dude, that was a good. When she was dumping out that candy bag, I was like,
what the fuck is she doing?
Why is she trying to eat their candy? And then fucking filled her with the bricks and bashed him in the fucking head.
Dude.
Smart girl. I mean, I would have ran away.
He was just like, it didn't even faze her.
It didn't.
She smashed him hard, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even fucking care. Wolfman, what's up, buddy? Doomsday's Crypt, what's up?
What's happening, man?
So, the list of things that I like is definitely on the incline with every watch so far, and the soundtrack was badass, 100%.
Yes.
I don't know. Fuck. I love 2018 soundtrack, but I don't know.
This one I think is much better.
I don't know. I've heard some people say it's better. Some people say it's worse. I don't know. It's starting to grow on me is better, personally. And obviously, like you said, I love Karen in this film.
Yeah,
she definitely came around, and I think she finally developed into what we wanted out of the first movie. But I think that it's what it was supposed to be like. We were supposed to not like her in 2018, and grow to like her in this one. So it worked. And Allison, of course, huge Allison fan. Love Allison. And Cameron redeeming himself as a good guy, and he actually had a heart inside of that fucking piece of shit body from the first movie. So,
did you feel at any moment that maybe Allison felt a little too in your face at times? Like at times where she's kind of like, it seems like she's calling the shots, and she's kind of like I don't know, they like little moments here and there where she had a little moment of dialogue, and it just felt like, a little in my face.
I can see that.
Yeah. There was some stuff. I was just on Braden's channel, and we're talking about this scene whenever right before they go into the house, and she's like talking to Lonnie, is like, with all due respect, like, you expect me to sit here. Like, I felt like if you're delivering something like that, it felt like there's almost no emotion, but you're talking about your dad that literally just died. Like, you need to be like, I feel like if you're going to be like saying those lines, you need to be like more like angry, like, so you expect me to sit here? Like, she was like, so you expect me to sit here while you confront? No, it's like, you need, like, do you fucking really expect me to sit here right now? Like, she should have been more like angry about it, I guess, and more like sad and like tears, in my opinion. And there was one other thing that she did in the movie that I did not like, and it was whenever he's telling Karen that Myers is like, didn't they tell you what? Myers is alive. And it cuts to her, she's like, what? And I was like,
yeah.
fuck. Okay. I didn't like that. I wish they would have dialed it back a little bit because it almost felt like an Edgar Wright type of thing that's like bam, bam, bam. Like you're getting scene after scene. Like I feel like it should have been a little bit more like taken back. Not like just the way she said it. I was just like, I didn't like that. It needed it to be more like, not like, what? It should have been more from down here. Like,
What?
and more like shocked and like
Shocked, yeah.
terrified. It was more just like as if someone just called you a fat piece of shit. Like, what?
Excuse me, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what? Like, it needed to be more like terrified because I didn't get that from that. That was just. Besides that, I thought Allison was great. It was just a couple little moments. I was like, I need more because your dad just died.
Yeah.
But I will, since we're talking about positives, the scene whenever they are driving to the Myers house with Lonnie and Cameron, and she was like, "So you knew my dad?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, like your dad used to sell me peyote."
Peyote.
But I loved the moment because, like I said over there, like my dad had died, and there's been times where I'm talking about something that's supposed to be happy, and then I'll laugh, and then I start crying because I'm sad but happy, and I thought she actually did really amazing with that when she's laughing and then she starts crying, but she's still like, laughing too.
Yeah.
To me, that felt like a very real moment because I've done that myself. And I was like, see, those small touches that you give your characters are what just improves upon them so much more. I think Cameron, I liked Cameron in the first one, even though he is an asshole.
He was.
He does some shitty stuff, but I still didn't think he was the biggest piece of shit we've ever seen in our fucking lives. In my defense is he was drunk and it's not an excuse, but still, you're a teenage boy, you're drunk, this girl comes on to you. He's not the one that is like leans in. She comes on to him and then he does stop. He takes like maybe 2 seconds and then steps back before he even knows Allison is there and is like, whoa, like that's not okay. He turns around, then sees Allison, gets mad because he's trying to make it seem like he's not like a bad guy. And it doesn't work. Those are phone shitty. I know it's shitty, and I keep having to explain my argument to people whenever I try to defend him. But the deleted scene with Cameron, you know, he runs after Allison and is like, "I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't be drinking. I'll buy you a new phone." And she forgives him. Like you can tell, like they still have issues, but she's like laughing, like when he's like, "I'll buy you a new phone." So, and I wish they would have kept that in. Because I think that does help you like Cameron even more. Maybe cut it because he ends up getting arrested in that deleted scene. That couldn't have happened with how this movie opens. But if you would have cut that and something else, like, I don't know, his dad, I don't know, like get him out of the picture so the scene with Oscar could still continue. But I think if you left that moment in, I don't think everyone fucking be all over him. Because, like I was talking to Chad, like, he is our version of Brady. But I don't see people hate Brady as much as they hate Cameron. When Brady does go, even if you don't see it, he fucks that girl. Like, or even if he's not, he's literally about to fuck her. So
that's better.
I agree. I don't like Brady.
But then people tend to love him because he like sacrifices himself. But may I remind you, he also tells Rachel pretty much, "Fuck Jamie, we need to leave because she can't find her." That's shitty. That is shitty. But people
savage
beat Cameron down. I'm like, he is not that bad. Like, I know he did kiss that girl for a couple of seconds and throw her cheese. But even after he throws it in the cheese and she walks away, you can tell he immediately regrets it. You can tell he just fucked up. So, and I like that we open this movie on Cameron instead of it being like right on our main characters. I like that we jump into that and then get the flashback. Long story short, I'm a Cameron defender, and I was very sad to see him go. I cried when he died and almost threw up because
because it wasn't just like how like him dying; it's how they killed him.
And it was so drawn out, and it was so brutal, and it just like, and he's like the one side character besides like, you know, the main three women. He's like the one side character that I did not want to die. Because I knew he would redeem himself for the people that didn't like him in 2018. Like, I knew he would have some moments to make you like him more. And so that's what I was hoping. Anytime I would talk about this, I was like, no, I think Cameron's going to redeem himself. Like, I really think he's going to. And he does. And just to see him die in the way he does. It's so drawn out. It just keeps going forever. And I was just sitting there like, no. I was like, no.
You fucked him up.
And then I was like, if they can bring Hawkins back, maybe he can still live. Breaks his neck. And I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, fuck me. I was like this the entire scene in the theaters. I was like, no, don't do it. And then
he spun that head around.
I know. And then, I think that scene is so well directed because, like you're saying, he finds Lonnie, and we saw that in the trailer with the blood on his hand, so we knew someone's up there. I didn't think it was going to be his dad. So I really liked the way they did that, and I thought that was a great moment to get your mind off because we know Michael Myers is in that closet. There's no way he's not. But it redirects you to something else to where I forgot Michael Myers is right there. And then when he pops out, that scene got me. I fucking jumped out of my chair. Like, I was, like, leaning back. I jumped up, and I was like, oh, my God. Like, it scared the fuck out of me. So that was amazing. When he is yelling for Allison, or like Allison stabs Michael a few times, and I like that because it's not like slow, it's like bam, bam, bam. Tries to shoot him, head slammed, falls down. But I like that it takes a few seconds because, like Allison is yelling for Cameron, Cameron's yelling for Allison. They both know they can't do anything, like they're both fucked. And so I think it really takes, like, that scene, even though I did not want it to happen and it left me feeling very sad, I think they did that amazing because it just really humanizes them to see him so scared. And to see Allison when they walk in, you can tell he's a scared one and she's the one that's more, like, in charge, like, up front, like, ready for this. But it takes a scene to, like, show him, like, shaking while he's holding the gun, and he's like crying in that movie. And I really like that because usually you would see the man really like hardened and stuff, but it's not. And I really like that they kind of flip it in this because I would be fucking scared too. And I like that he felt more of like a sympathetic character in this one. Same thing with Karen. I liked Karen in 2018. I didn't think, like, I could see why she is the way she is towards Laurie because how she was raised. So she never bothered me, and I think I do like the gotcha scene at the end. I thought that was great. And I was happy to see her redeem herself like Cameron for the people who didn't like them in 2018. I think they really do a great job to make you really care for them. And ultimately when they go, it hurts.
You feel bad.
It genuinely left me like, I was crying. I wasn't expecting to be like bawling my eyes out leaving this movie, but I did.
No, definitely. Peter Anthony, I just want to say thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. He says Michael was a badass and the plot was just bad.
Well, I don't know if there was a plot in this movie.
Dude, I'm kind of like mixed and torn because it's like there was a plot, but it was like lacked plot and it lacked like
it's like there was too much plot, but there also wasn't enough plot. Does that make sense? Like there was
it does. It was going two different
stories,
but there was nothing.
Didn't dwell into them enough. I think the Michael Myers house, like that subplot to getting back to the Michael Myers, like obviously, like that was great. I loved when they got back there, the whole scene with Cameron and when Karen shows up and how it leads to the trap. Like I thought that was amazing. The whole side plot with your returning characters, not so much. I don't think they were handled the way they should have been handled at all. I feel like this was pretty disrespectful to how they treated Marion. I wish she would have at least got a couple shots off at Michael or had
for real
at sort of just any sort of fighting chance, like anything. But we got like, this is for Loomis or Dr. Loomis, whatever.
This is Dr. Loomis.
And then that's it. She doesn't even get to shoot him.
Loomis. That shit was stupid.
It was so dumb. It was cringy, and then she just fucking dies. I was like you were saying, like they're here to establish some connecting to the original, obviously, like to have your returning characters.
Get rid of them.
At the end of the day, they did nothing that no one else could have done. You know, it could have been anyone, and it would have been the same. And if you're having those characters come back, especially two of the actual you know, the people that played them from the original, like that's fucking great. You should utilize that
Big
way
deal,
more.
yeah.
Which I think Lindsay is going to be in ends a lot more and have like an actual like more of a fight, more of like a, I don't know, they're going to be like all together, I think. So I think that movie is going to be more Lindsay's movie. This one was more like Tommy's movie. Tommy dies though, so that's fucking not what I wanted to see either. No.
They did Marion dirty, man. Like
So wrong.
honestly, like there's so much they could have done. You know, she was with Loomis the night of. They could have dived into it a little bit more. Maybe she was a little bit more emotional, talking about Dr. Loomis and everything. And all of her lines just didn't.
Sad.
They didn't hit the marks. They all fell flat.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So she came back for H2O, got killed in the beginning, came back for this movie, gets killed less than halfway in the movie.
First half hour, right?
Is it? Half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. Yeah. So they dispose of her quickly. So they make her seem like she's a big character, and then in these movies they get rid of her in fucking 5 minutes.
Bracken wasn't important either.
No, like he all he says is Lori. Like maybe have him go like talk to her or see her. That was his daughter's like best friend. So I don't know, some connection.
Lori.
Like oh, Lori, what? Okay, I'm not gonna get up and go see. I'm just gonna sit here. I don't. He was just in the movie for fan service, obviously, because he didn't do anything. But it was nice to see him again. I mean, I can't lie. It was nice to see. Nice to see all of them again.
Yeah.
It just would have been better to see them actually doing something.
Handled it, I think, a lot better, for sure. I don't know. I agree. Like what we were saying, like Braden's channel. Like I think Chad was like, well, it would have been cool to have her not be friends with Lindsay and Tommy because it does feel a little bit strange that they're hanging out because there's such like an age difference. And like I get it, they all are from that original, but still it's like they didn't have to be together just because I can't picture her being that involved in their lives after that. Because like when does she become their friends? When they're still little kids and they're just talking about like what point is that established? We don't know, and we're not going to know most likely. But they, like Chad said, she could have heard about it, like saw the news, how like everyone's watching the news, had seen that, and then gone to like the hospital because she hears Lori, because like she knows more about Lori than she would know about Tommy and Lindsay, and then go there, and that's how her story starts. Is she like goes to the hospital, and then more continues. And I would have preferred to see that than what we got. I think the introduction to the main three is dumb. I did not like that. I don't like how you're focusing on your couple from the first or from 2018.
Yeah.
And you know it's them. Like as soon as I heard their voices, I was like, there's our main three, because it's not showing them at first really. It's like pointing down. You could see them when they sit down. So I was like, oh, that's for sure them. The way they introduced it, I was like, I don't know. And it's I feel like it's probably more there for those who had just seen 2018 and maybe not the original movie. Because they feed it to you. Tommy's literally telling you, I was there that night, and Lindsay's babysitter was executed, which I thought was a weird word to say.
Yeah.
It was like, she wasn't. Just say killed. You don't have to say executed. I was like, okay, you don't have to be that brutal about it, but whatever. Like I feel, and they had to go through each one. I was just like, I don't really like that. I feel like they could have just been talking at the table, and the couple overhears them and was like, oh, wow, like, y'all were involved? I don't know. I didn't like the whole speech thing. I thought it was ridiculous. And
it was corny as fuck.
It was. And it's just, it just bothered me because it's like, I don't know. If you hadn't seen the other movies going into this, that's on you. I don't think the movie should have to retell you the same story 3 times in the same movie, because they do it at the beginning, because you get the flashback, which I love the opening flashback. I think it's fantastic. I love that. And I kind of wish it was the only one we've gotten. I don't like that we keep seeing more of it play out throughout the movie, because it's just another side plot in this movie. So you have to kind of keep. I remember at one point we go back to a flashback and I was like, where are we? I was like, oh, this is a flashback, because they just like threw it kind of like out of nowhere. So I was like, okay, we're watching a flashback, because I was confused for a second. Like, you don't have to tell us the same story because they do it in the flashback, and then Tommy does it, and then the Big John and Little John, they say the same story again. So we keep hearing the story. It's like, if you don't know the story going into this movie, I get maybe doing it one time. I wouldn't have mind if it was just Big John and Little John, because like to me that was like funny that they're sitting there saying like, do you know what happened in this house? It's like he stabbed her in the tits.
He stabbed her in the
tits. That made me fucking lose it. And like I don't mind that because I feel like that's something someone would do if they lived in that house to scare kids. Like, do you know who lives here? And like to me that felt like more natural than Tommy giving his speech. And like, so if they would have just kept that in and not introduced the characters in that way to where it's so heavy-handed and just right there, I wouldn't have minded like the other stories we got, because it's just the same story. And a lot of this movie just felt redundant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they say evil dies tonight like a million times. Like, we get it.
Evil, it does. And
he doesn't, because we have another fucking movie, which kind of bothers me. It's like, that can't be your thing when we know he does not die tonight. He doesn't.
That's coming. That's coming up in the mix to dislike category real soon.
Oh yeah, I'm just kind of all over the place.
Someone mentioned that this is, H2 doesn't count, or it's not in the storyline anymore. Continuity. They used the bracket scene from H2.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I don't care, because it's like not everyone's going to know that. They're not going to be like,
whoa!
If you're just a casual Halloween moviegoer and you're just watching a Halloween movie, they're not gonna be like, hold on, that's not canon. Like, I feel like it's kind of hard to just do that because this is such like a pick and choose franchise that they just needed the footage. They probably wished it was in the original so people wouldn't be like,
it didn't,
you, sir.
It doesn't really matter though, because like McCrae said, it was going to happen that way anyway. It isn't like it would have been totally different if it, you know what I mean?
It's not.
He would have found her the same way, and it just happens to be in Halloween 2. So that didn't happen. That's fucking liars.
I was just kind of like, no, I wasn't like, oh my god, why did they do this? But I was like, oh, I see what you guys did. Hey.
And I love seeing like the pictures like of Linda and stuff like on the TV. I thought that was like kind of nice to see like the little flashbacks towards like the original, and just to see like the picture of Linda. I was like, I like that, because 2018, even though I do love all the callbacks in 2018, there's so many, and they're there just to be there to be like, Halloween, look what we're doing. I feel like this one was more subtle. Literally. This one is more subtle to where like, oh, there's a picture of Linda. That's cool. Oh, Hawkins mentions Ben Tramer. It's like,
I love that.
That made me so happy. Like, I couldn't stop smiling because I was
like that.
See, when the people that are there because they love the franchise, we're going to understand that. And it's the same for the other ones, because if you hadn't seen Halloween 3, you don't know that these kids in the Halloween 3 mask are from Halloween 3. But to this, it felt more like a... not so forced to show like, hey, we know the other movies. You know what I mean? It's just like, just a little swinging it to you. You don't have to show it every 3 minutes that there's something from a different Halloween movie in this Halloween movie.
Tell me about it.
Menelek comes in with a super chat. Thanks so much. He says, the kids playing a prank at the Myers house was too cliche. I liked it until they started getting to the little story when they're getting up in their faces telling the story. I like how the one kid goes in and steals the candy, but you don't really know. You think the kids really swallowed a razor blade and threw it up. You know, kind of like that.
I didn't mind it either. I thought it was kind of interesting, because then when the kid runs inside to go get it,
that was good.
Like, what the fuck was that? Because at first you think it's probably Michael Myers and he's about to maybe kill him right there. You don't know. But it's just another kid, because then I like it because whenever they do end up dying, because, you know, the door and stuff, and they're knocking, they're like, there's someone in this house and it's not a kid. So I kind of like that they did that, because it kind of fakes you out for a second just for it to actually happen when it comes back to their story.
How did they know there wasn't a kid in there? I know there's blood on the wall, but like, I mean, it could have been fake blood.
Yeah.
Maybe. Do they, is that when they hear them yet, or is that before? Because don't they hear them upstairs?
That's before they hear them upstairs. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just...
Yeah, assuming. It's just Big John and Little John, you know?
Yeah.
It's just Big John and Little John doing their
thing. That's all it is. That's all it is.
I
when
really
they-
like them.
their characters.
I did
I
too.
liked them so much.
I love them. Yes, they were
good.
I love when it first cut to him. He's like dancing. I was
Singing?
like, what the fuck is going on? Yes.
Oh, smoking and shit, dude. Like,
And when he's like eating the honey, and Little John is like, "What is in this honey?" And he like tastes it. Like, I thought they were great. I feel like a lot of the comedy, which the comedy, maybe besides like Julian saying like, "Oh shit," when Vicky's dying, I feel like a lot of the
Oh,
comedy
shit.
didn't bother me. This, I feel like all the comedy worked for me. Like whenever when he's at like the ladies the one that was like at the gravesite when he's at their house.
Oh yeah.
And when she's like, when he's like talking about Lori, he's like, don't talk about the, like, she's like, that woman will fuck you up. Like,
yeah.
to me, that's funny. Like, I feel like a lot of the comedy really worked for me. There's a lot I was laughing at. And I feel like this movie is such like a roller coaster of emotions because like I was literally laughing. I was having a great time. I was fucking crying. I was audibly like yelping like out loud in the theater. I felt nauseous. Like I got home and I immediately threw up as soon as I got in the house. Like I walked in and I walked straight to the bathroom because I was sitting there. I was like, I think I'm about to throw up because I couldn't stop thinking about how I felt after the movie. And I did. I got home and I just threw up.
Jeff Mann's Custom says, do you think Laurie's speech about Michael transcending the more he kills was too over the top, considering how little she was actually interacting with him over the years in this timeline?
Personally, I don't think it was. I really like that because like, yeah, she hasn't had that many encounters with him, but that never went away for her, you know, like,
yeah.
And like we've seen him now in 2018 and she's seen him in 2018 and he survives that.
Yeah.
So she knows that this, like, if she didn't know before, she already knows, like, this is not a normal person. Like, he is pure evil and he is not going to stop. So I really liked it and I wish, well, we'll get to the end later. We'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, that brings up to a point that I actually enjoyed. I loved when Karen was whenever she stabbed Michael in the back with the pitchfork, I was like, whoa, shit. I thought that part was fantastic.
It was.
Yes.
And then she fucking American History X'd his ass with a curb stomp.
Yeah.
I said, holy shit.
Damn, that's the reference you used. Holy shit.
She said, wow. His head fucking
badass.
smushed against that step.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good moment.
But question. He gets right back up then, right? And the pitchfork was inside of his back, and then when he stands up, it's gone. So, did he just reach around and pull it out, or did it fall out? Did she take it out? I was a little confused where it went, because it was obviously in his body, like, majority of the way through.
I noticed that, honestly.
Damn. I don't think I noticed that either.
I'll have to give it a rewatch.
I don't think she took it out. It must have fell out.
Maybe.
But I did. She's a savage. That was Karen being a savage right there.
She was great.
And willing, obviously, we thought she was like sacrificing herself by taking his mask and whatnot, obviously leading him into another trap. Gotcha. Uses it again. How convenient. Yeah. I know people didn't like the mob beating the shit out of him. I did. I thought that scene was fantastic. The mask just laying there and the fucking music kicks in, and then what do people do? Like, you're going to war, you're putting on your armor, you're putting on your gear. So what's Myers do? He puts that mask back on, and then he says, let's fucking do this right now. I mean, he doesn't do shit because he gets his ass beat by everybody. The girl who pulled the gun on him and shot him like 4 times, that was a little bit much. A little bit.
That was great.
I like the dude cracking up. It was okay. They show the guy with the hockey stick. I don't know why. I thought that was funny too. I started fucking laughing. Like, you're gonna beat him up with a hockey stick.
The Jimmy reference, bro, from H2O.
It is good. That's what I thought of when I saw it. But I liked it.
I don't think you're gonna bring a hockey stick to a Michael Myers fight.
I know, right?
I personally would not do a hockey stick.
I thought it was. I liked it. I mean, yes, you saw Myers vulnerable, obviously, when he's trying to reach out the knife and his hands are fucking shaking because he just got the shit beat out of him.
Well, fingers are fucking, yeah.
And then Karen stabs him in a weird place. Like, let's stab him in the back here instead of somewhere else. But
yeah, dude.
I like that part of the ending, and then what comes after, then I'm kind of like, okay.
Pissed me off.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I was furious at the
I
ending.
don't know how I wanted it to go. I kind of didn't want him to get back up, at least not at that part, because I don't know, just magically he just got his ass beat and he's unable to move, and then magically he's like "Wah-da-da!" like a fucking ninja. I'm like, what? I understand he's Myers, I get it, but that's shit that Jason does. Like Jason does that kind of shit. Hops up 2 seconds later, not Michael. So then I was at a high, and then
it completely brought me the fuck down.
Came right down.
Considering he got hit by a SUV in the last movie and was down forever, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he was. And this is just like, look, this is my ending. This is how I would have preferred it to end. I would have preferred it to end with him getting the fuck beat out of him. He's laying there and have that music going and stuff, and then like have Laurie's speech coming, and then maybe just showing like establishing shots of like the empty roads and like Michael, like even like it being out, and then it's like going in on Michael as she's talking, and then the last thing we see is him twitch. I would have preferred to see that. I didn't want Tommy to die. No. Especially in this movie. I would have preferred to have him back for any of them. Like, I feel like that just, like, I know he's Myers, but like I feel like that badass scene that we just got and I was fucking up here, completely gone. I think if they would have ended it like that, I would have walked out of that theater like, fuck everything else. Fuck the fucking dialogue. Who cares? Whoa, that's fucking great. But no, because he gets up, he kills all of them. They're done for. And I like the way that Tommy's death scene was shot. Yes. With the camera like going around them and they're just like staring at each other. I thought it was still good, but I would have preferred him to not have died in this. And for them just to do Karen like that, which I'm still holding on to like hope that she is alive, that this was like in her head, or even if she was stabbed, that she is still alive. Because if they can bring back Hawkins, they can do anything at this point.
Oh yeah.
But I'm still hoping she's alive, because I feel like that just takes away from everything she just did, because she did not go out with a fighting chance.
Yeah.
She went out with him coming up behind her, and I think that's cheap and that was stupid. But if she's still alive, I'll forgive it, because maybe it wasn't real, or even if it's real, she's still there. Because like I don't want her to die, but if she dies, she needs to go out sacrificing herself for Allison or Laurie. She needs to go out, like, actually putting up a good fight, not just him popping up out of nowhere and then possibly killing her. Like that I was angry. I was so mad to watch them all die just like in seconds, and for Karen to die, I was just like, because I was really into it. Like, I was obviously upset that Cameron died. I was extremely sad about that. Like, but I was still into the movie. But once that happens, I was like, fuck. And I know people are saying like, oh, like this movie has balls, which like if that's real, then yeah, it has balls, but it's not what I want, like, at all.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
You are James? You didn't like the way that Karen was handled at the end?
No, I really didn't. Now, someone made a comment on my review. It's like a 32-minute review, guys, so it's a long one, so don't watch it. We're talking about everything right now. But someone mentioned something about what if that wasn't real? And then I started kind of like thinking about it in my head, so I started watching it. And what I was kind of thinking in my head, like, what if the moment she stabs him, the music starts kicking in, right? A moment later, we hear Jamie Lee Curtis talking, or Laurie talking to, in the hospital, and it almost sounds like she's talking about a story, like she's telling a tale. And there's a moment where she even says something along the lines of, if they don't kill him tonight, something's going to happen, you know. And then everything from that moment felt not real. Everything felt like a dream.
It felt surreal. Yeah.
Everyone dying from Michael, he just popping back up, didn't feel real. The way Tommy died didn't feel real. Karen seeing little Michael in the clown outfit in the window doesn't make any sense, period. And then her going upstairs, we see her enter the room with no one in sight. Like
Nope.
there's no way you could have popped out of the shadows. Just the way it was shot. And all of a sudden he just pops out from behind her body. This big guy who's like 6'3",
hiding behind her.
Just somehow, even though she walks into frame and there's nothing there. It just doesn't make sense. And the way she was stabbed and the way it looked and it was shot, it doesn't feel like it was actually happening.
Exactly. And while watching it, I was already thinking, like, while watching it, I was like, oh, this isn't real. Like, this is just, like, in her head or something. But then when it showed her laying down, I was like,
what?
Is that real? So I'm still holding on to hopes that it's not real. Because I don't want it to be real. Like, if she dies and kills, but she goes out the way I was saying, I won't mind it that much. Because it does suck to see the characters you really love go. At the end of the day, it's a Halloween movie. And it's Halloween kills, you know. And I'd explain that to people because someone's like, well, people die. Isn't that enough? And like, well, they died because it's a Halloween movie. It's a horror movie. Aren't people supposed to die? I was just like, that's not what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
I feel like the way Cameron went out, even though I did not want him to go out, I still think he went out in a great way for his character. Because he didn't just go out without any sort of fight. Like, even though he doesn't get the chance to do much because Michael ambushes him, he's still trying. He's still doing what he can, even though he's just been stabbed, you know. He's still trying. So it's like, that I don't mind, but how they handled Karen, if it is real, it
dirty.
It makes me, I can't even, I left the movie theater, I immediately messaged Matt, because I was just like, I think I was like, what did you think? Because I walked out, I was just like,
what?
I couldn't even put into words like how I felt. I was crying, and all I kept saying was just like, they're all dead. Everyone's dead. And I was yelling. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what did I just watch? The more I talk about it, like, the more I think the night I saw it in theaters, I was completely stunned and hurt by the movie.
Yeah.
That I was just like, fuck this movie. Even though I love so many parts about it, I was like, no, fuck this. Because I think how they did the ending, if it is real, so wrong. So wrong. But if some of it's not real, I'll forgive it even more. Because the more I've watched it twice now, the theater watch, I gave like a 6.5 out of 10, which I was hoping to give it way higher. And ultimately, I left disappointed. I watched it yesterday morning as soon as I woke up because I couldn't stop thinking about the movie. Like, I could not get out of my head. So I watched it like immediately. And going into it knowing what is going to happen, I did enjoy it more because it wasn't like so jarring how it was handled. So I think, like, you know, the more I watch this movie, the more I will enjoy it. It's just that first watch. It really fucked me up. And I wasn't expecting to leave the movie crying. Like, I was not expecting that at all. Like, I did go in because someone had already fucking told me that Cameron dies. Some little fucking stupid trolls. They had already said that Cameron died. So I literally told my friends and my boyfriend, like, when we were eating before we went, I was like, I really don't want Cameron to die, man. And I had to state my argument to my friend Maddie as to why I don't want him to die and why I actually think he was a good guy. And I was like, I really don't want him to go. And she was like, what? Why? And so I told her, I was like, but I think he's going to. And I did say, like, if he dies, I'm going to cry. But I wasn't expecting to cry for, like, that whole, like, part. It wouldn't stop. I just couldn't stop
Sorry.
crying.
I don't mean to laugh.
No, it's fine. I was like crying, and then I would laugh for a second, and I'd be like, no, I can't laugh. I feel almost, it's like I felt everything, but I felt nothing at the same time. It was the weirdest feeling, not how I expected to leave this movie. Ultimately, I was disappointed. Now I'm starting to grow more on it. The more I talk about it, like, I'm going to be, like, talking about it for, like, 4 hours in total tonight. But the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, yes, like, there's so much about it that I truly do love that I think with more watches, I'll forgive other parts. And I'm already forgiving other parts, but they could have done things so much better, and they had so much time. And that's also kind of disappointing. They had a whole extra year. I mean, I know it's kind of hard to sit there and be like, oh, let's go reshoot this. But there should have been people that were like, hey, that line doesn't sound that good. Hey, can we get another take of that?
Yeah, for real.
Because this is a bigger budget movie. I know they can afford to do fucking extra takes of shit. Okay. They could have done some lines differently. They could have tried to get more of a reaction out of some people. Like, I felt ultimately that this could have been more. I even think this could have had more gore. I think what we got is still great, but I was expecting this to be like completely insane. I was expecting there to be more of a mob like fighting Michael maybe, or like, because we see a huge ass mob, but when it actually comes down to it, it's really not that many people.
There's like 7 people.
Yeah, I was expecting like 20 people like going at them, and people are dying because no one really dies in that.
In the
People are
fight,
getting injured, but no one's dying. I was expecting like the scene when once he does get up, and we saw in the trailer, and it was something I was so looking forward to seeing when it happens, is that bottle, and he like hits him, and there's like the blood splatter, you know, like from like the angle down below. Like, I was so excited to see that because I was like, oh my god, that's gonna be great. Then now that I actually watch it, I'm like, fuck, I wish it was just like, I don't know, I wish there was more people dying, but I'm happy we got to see more on-screen deaths, something different than 2018. A lot of it was off-screen. I like that we did get to see that. Even the firefighter scene, I was expecting more. Like, what we got was so great, but I was expecting like, again, like 20 of them, fucking 30 maybe. I was expecting something crazy, and they pretty much showed everything that we saw in the trailer. So that was a bit disappointing because I was hoping for just more hype, for it to be like, whoa, like we didn't get to see that, you know. But ultimately, we did pretty much see all those firefighters, how they went out. We get to see them go out. Also, I thought it was so dumb whenever Michael Myers is doing that badass shot of him walking out of the house, and he's walking up to the guy, and the guy's just spraying him.
That was hilarious.
Just standing there. I was like, what are you doing? I was
it's like, not working.
Fuck.
Well, those
like,
are high powered though. Like,
they are.
They are.
That should,
and yeah, I get that. But I think once he's like 5 feet in front of you and he's
Fuck
still
that.
not doing anything, I think it's time to put that down and try to start doing something else. Because it's just like, dude, it's not working. He's literally walking towards you like it's nothing. Like, it's not happening. But he just stood there, and I was like, well, that's your fault because you really, I know you're spraying, but you didn't really try.
No one else around him even tried to help. Like, they see him with a Halligan walking towards him, and they're just fucking standing still.
Just watching. Yeah, I was like, come on. I did like the shots though, because we got to see in the trailer whenever he gets hit and it's like the camera falls down, and I did like that they kept going back to that as like their camera like focus. I thought that was pretty cool to see something different. I think this movie has a lot of great shots. I think the cinematography is fantastic. I think it looks really good. So that's why, like, even though there's fucking issues, like, ultimately, like, I do think it's still, like, I think it's still a good movie. There's a lot more that I love than I hate, but it's like the stuff that I hate is so strong as to why I hate it, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it does have, like, a lot of redeeming qualities, I guess.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. On first watch, it was like, fuck this movie. Watching it more and looking past some of the stupid shit that shouldn't be in the movie at all, it definitely raised the score. I'd say probably when I left the theater, like you, I was probably about 6.5. I was going to say upon rewatch 2 times now since it's on Peacock, I would say 7.5 ish. I'd say I definitely have a good time with it. I wish they could cut the hospital shit down. It was extremely too much. Unnecessary. The subplot of the other escaped mental patient that I actually felt bad for because he was just scared and didn't know what to do. And I love that Karen was trying to help him the best that she could. But they were coming for him. And
fucking penguin, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Danny DeVito does look like Michael Myers, so it makes a lot of sense.
That made no sense.
How do you know that wasn't him?
Another thing that fucking really bothered me is like, how do you, what? First of all, you were there, so you should know that guy does not have the same body type as Michael Myers. Come the fuck on. Did you not see the other guy? You got to see Michael Myers on that. We didn't get to see him on the screen, but you
they
saw
blurred it
him.
out.
And you're going to think this other guy is Michael Myers? I know you didn't get to see the face, but the body itself should tell you that this is not Michael Myers. I don't care how long it's been. Like, that's not Michael Myers. He looks even shorter than Michael Myers. That kind of bothered me.
It's not the guy with the fucked up eyeball for sure. That definitely isn't him.
No.
Nope, that's the other guy.
Yeah, definitely not the guy with the fucked up eye and the fucked up part of his face. No, that's
not that guy.
Myers.
No.
It's this other guy. Come on, Tommy. That did bother me because I was just like,
Tommy.
out of everyone, it should obviously be like Lori that would know because she actually got to see his face. But come on, Tommy, like he was talking after you got to see him. I don't know. Yeah, that I was just like.
He shrunk and put on some weight.
What the fuck? I was like, are you serious right now? Yeah, that was a little bit annoying.
Yeah, he's a bad driver too. Michael did very well last night, but that other guy, no, he ran into the fucking electricity thing. So good for him. Good driver.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which at first I was like, which I'm glad that was not Michael Myers because
that'd have been weird.
When it first showed it, I was like, okay, there's someone obviously in that car because it looked like Annie's car. You could see,
yeah, steamed up.
Like, yeah. So I was like, okay, someone's in the car. But when he was like changing the radio station, I was like, what the fuck is he doing? Because at first I thought it was Michael Myers. I was like, are they really doing that right now? So I was happy it wasn't Michael Myers, but I still didn't like that whole subplot. They could have taken that out completely and focus that more on. I would have liked to have seen more of Allison and Cameron. I would have liked to see more scenes of them like alone, like actually talking,
Yeah.
Because I feel like they don't really get to. They take a couple seconds when he shows up at the hospital to like hug and stuff, but I would have liked to seen that, like more of that, or I would have liked to see more of Karen and Allison like breaking down. Like you do get to see Karen when she's like washing her hands, and I like that because she's like looking at her ring and she's like cleaning her ring, and then she does break down. She's crying. We don't get to see it, but we see that she is breaking down. Yeah. The scene in the stairwell with Allison, I would have liked to see them both like sobbing because they both just lost someone. I feel like we should have had like 5 minutes more, maybe, of them just really taking in the fact that Ray is dead, that this is really happening. And another thing that Brayden had mentioned that I didn't even think about was the fact that they don't spend any time on Vicky at all. Vicky and Dave.
No.
We should have seen, I think, cut out the shit when she sees Dr. Sartain. We don't need to see that. We know he's dead. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Who cares? If she would have seen Vicky's body laying there instead and kind of takes a second and balls and like breaks down, is like sliding down the wall or something and just like sobbing, I would have liked to seen seen Dave too. I do like that we get the scene with Oscar's mom. Yeah. Because I didn't even really think about that. Like, oh, Oscar has parents that are going to be worried for him, I didn't even think about that. But when she sees his body, and I love when it shows his face, I thought that actually looked great. I was like, oh my God. 'Cause we don't see much of it. We see it through his mouth, but it's like dark too. So we got to actually see what he looks like. I was just like, oh my God. So if they would have done something like that, and maybe they didn't want to do 2 things in a row, something similar, but like I think we should have acknowledged the fact that Vicky and Dave are dead, even though she probably doesn't care about Dave that much. But Vicky, her best friend, is dead. Because the only thing we get like that is when Lonnie shows up and it's like 3 of Cameron's friends were dead. So Oscar, Vicky, and Dave. Yeah. But we should have gotten more of that to help connect back to 2018, but just also show more like devastation for Cameron too. I would have liked for Cameron to have taken a second as well to like really break down because his friend is dead. He's calling Oscar in the beginning, not really knowing what's going on. We don't get to see him actually realize that Oscar is dead.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Poor Oscar. I did find it kind of weird. Like I was listening to Dave said, like they just have the dead bodies just laying in a room, like someone looking at a fucking newborn baby. I was like,
be in like the basement, like that's usually where the dead bodies go, right? Is in like the basement.
The morgue in the basement, not on the first floor.
To where open windows, not even any curtains.
Hey, look at that guy. He got stabbed. That's pretty cool. Look at that guy.
Oh, and apparently something I did not notice the 2 times I watched it, Brett was like, I'm pretty sure we see Dr. Sartain's dick. I was like, what? I was like, no, I think I would have noticed that. Come on. But he watched it again. He was like, no, you definitely do. Because last night, someone on Twitter was like, is there any nudity in the movie? Because I want to watch it with my younger sister, but I just wanted to make sure. I was like, oh no, you're good. Someone else responded, it's like, actually, you see a dead guy's dick, and I was like, oh, it's like, I missed that. I didn't even see that.
I never saw it.
Yeah, so next time I watch it, I'm gonna be looking because now I'm curious because I want to see it for myself. I guess
See the
I
girth.
don't want to see it, but I do want to see it. You know,
You want to see the girth on that? I get you. I
There's
get
growth
you.
right there.
I'm just curious.
I get you.
Curious.
I bet Brett did
But,
see
yeah.
that.
Brett, you sicko.
That's what you get for calling me Alex Vincent, you fucker.
Yeah, you like to look at old
Come
man.
on,
Yeah.
that's fucking great. That's one of my
No.
favorite things that has ever happened in my
Call me Alex Vincent?
YouTube career. Yeah.
I would
'Cause
never.
I swear, I always thought you looked like someone. I could never place it, but as soon as he said Alex Vincent, everything collided. Everything for that 1 second felt right. You know, it's like that's it right there.
I
Terrible.
won't call you that.
It's overly used, though.
I won't call you that, Jimmy. I won't do that.
Thank you.
Won't do
Jimmy,
it. Won't do it,
Appreciate
Jimmy.
come on.
that.
But on my Facebook post, the interaction with you and Chris, that fucking got me. I was laughing so hard when he's like when he's traumatized you, like your childhood, whatever. Like I laughed really hard at that. So
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
I can see the rage. The rage inside of James right now. I can see it.
Thank
You have no idea.
I feel you, dog. I
What?
mean,
There's nothing wrong with Alex Vincent.
I mean,
I've heard he might be an asshole, but I don't know.
that's what I hear. Yeah,
He looks like one. So.
I'm not an asshole.
But you're like the nicer version.
Oh, cool. I'm like Jimmy Vincent.
Yeah, that can
James.
be you, Jimmy
Oh, cool.
Vincent.
There you go.
So
Just reminds me of like Jimmy Buffett or something.
it's a live stream with Vanilla Ice and Alex Vincent. This is going great.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think? Were you shocked you got to see Dr. Loomis? Because
Yes.
I was. I didn't think they were going to have the balls to put this in the movie. And actually, I mean, I think they might have zoomed in on his face just a touch too much. Maybe like from a distance is fine. But obviously, you couldn't have Donald Pleasance, so you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
If you're going to have Dr. Loomis in the movie. I think they did a good job. He did resemble. The voice was
A little
there.
off. I think.
a little off, but I get it.
As soon as I heard it, I knew that was Dr. Loomis in this. As soon as I heard him talk, because you don't see him at first, you just hear his voice like, where is he or whatever. And I was like, oh my God, that's Dr. Loomis. So I think it was close enough. I do think they did zoom in a little bit too much because at first it's from a distance. And I feel like when they do another flashback, it's more like closer.
In his face.
I was like, you need to take it back a little bit, keep it in the shadow, like don't light it up too much. Like we know who it is.
Yeah.
But I think what they were able to accomplish, I thought it was great. And I was so happy to see it because I had heard they were doing flashbacks with Dr. Loomis. I was nervous as hell.
Yeah.
I was like, how the fuck you're going to manage to do that? But I think what they were able to do, it worked really well for me.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts of the movie. The only thing is I feel like we were given the flashback scene too soon. So now the rest of the film didn't follow the same sort of mood, and we had our expectations set so high already from waiting as long as we did for this movie. Then we see the flashback, and we get familiarized with what we've already seen in the past, and then we get taken back to present day, and everything else doesn't really follow as well.
So I mean, I love Friday the 13th, 2009. So this movie kind of took that kind of path, build it up in the beginning of the movie, and then just kind of go down from there. Similar. I love Friday the 13th, 2009.
I love the remake. Though.
But it does start off pretty fucking great. That full 20-minute opening, yeah, it's definitely. Oh, I know this is off topic, but really quick, have y'all seen the show You?
No.
All right. Well, if anyone's watching that has or is interested, season 3 was released yesterday, and I have one episode left, so I'm going to watch it as soon as we get off of here. But so far, Cameron from Halloween and Halloween Kills, he's in it. You also have Trent from the Friday the 13th remake. He is in it. Wow. And he's like an arrogant, like, dude bro, but he's pretty funny, actually. Like I think I like him in this. Who else did you have? There's someone else. You have the boyfriend from The Strangers from the first one. He's in it. Scott Speedman. That's his name.
Yep, Scott Speedman.
Also, you have the lady, the main doctor from Deep Blue Sea. She is also in it. And then you have like Penn Badgley and the girl from Haunting of Hill House. So you brought up that and we were talking about this. And so I've been watching it all day. I was just like, this is fun because I get to see so many like horror people pop up. But I recommend you if you are interested. It's on Netflix. And there's only 3 seasons, so
I have to put that on the list.
I will put it on the list, just like he said.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of off-topic shit, Destiny, did you watch the first episode of the Child's Play TV series?
I did. Yes, I did. I really enjoyed it.
It has a good rating. Not that means anything, but I was gonna say Rotten Tomatoes, it was like 95%.
Yeah,
Really?
like the user was like 97. Like they were both like pretty much the same.
Holy shit! I didn't
Have
watch
you
it yet.
watched
I was debating on watching it. I didn't know if I wanted to or not, but
I think it's worth
I
it.
probably will.
It pretty much gets right into it. 'Cause, you know, Child's Play, it takes like a little bit to introduce. Like you obviously, you know, the doll's probably alive. But
Yeah.
you know, like it takes so long for him to like be alive in front of someone, like actually like terrorizing the main people. This one, it gets into it like pretty fast, which I liked that it didn't take a couple of episodes to
Get into it.
have him like walking around in front of someone, you know. But I definitely recommend it. It was really good.
Nice.
And yeah, there's one scene that's really funny at a talent show, and Chucky's involved, so it's great.
I have to check that out too. And I know what you did last summer's first 4 episodes, I think.
Yes,
Are out.
as of yesterday as well, which
But
I
it
haven't
looks-
watched yet. I'm going to, maybe in
watch it.
November.
I'll watch
You're
it,
not
but
gonna
it
watch
doesn't
it?
look good.
Oh, okay. I wanted to start it yesterday, like I almost did. I was even telling Brett, I was like, no, I'm not gonna start any like series or anything until like November because I'm trying to watch a horror movie every day. So I don't want to also be watching that as well and trying to do it. Then I fucking started season 3 of You. I started it last night, and then I stayed up till 4 a.m. and I had watched like 4.5. I was on my 5th episode, halfway done with it. So I'd stayed up for like almost 5 hours just watching it because I couldn't stop watching it. But yeah, I still have to watch a horror movie tonight. I was thinking about that. I was like, fuck, I'm not gonna have any time, but I'm going to because I have to.
Awesome. So I'm trying to think what other things that we did not like in Halloween.
Well, I was going to ask you guys, what's your thoughts on them kind of trying to do a little damage control by already announcing like this director's cut?
Yes.
Coming out.
I think that they saw that people were pissed off by the ending, and like obviously I thought they
Immediately.
had it already, but I think as soon as they saw like the ending was getting more like negative reviews, I think they're like, hey guys, like don't worry if you didn't like it, we have another ending and we have an extended cut, you know. So I think they did that immediately because they saw that people were pissed off, and I hope it's better than what we got. If it's worse, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Pick this one, I guess.
Do you guys want to know what it is?
Do you know what it is?
Well, I mean, I read the script, so if they did it verbatim, then yeah.
I mean, we already seen the movie, so
Okay. So what happens?
Unless Destiny doesn't want to.
Do you not want to hear it? Well,
Yeah,
it potentially might be.
Potentially might be. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot it.
Oh, hold on one moment.
He gets naked.
Sorry, someone's messaging me.
He gets naked, but only wears the mask because you have to have it.
Okay, so we we see Allison. She gets stabbed and everything, but then Lori's at the hospital and she goes to try to call Karen to see what's going on, and Karen's obviously dead. But Michael picks up the phone, and when Michael picks up the phone, he answers it, and all she hears is breathing on the other side. She kind of goes backwards into the wall. She puts her head back and she starts like kind of crying and trying to fight her tears. And she gets on the phone and she says, "Run away." Oh, this is not verbatim. This is just paraphrasing. But she says, "Run away as far as you can because I'm coming for you, Michael." and then then the camera gains on a knife, and that's kind of essentially how it's set to end.
So, will that be in the trailer that we get? Is Lori with the knife walking?
Right.
And that was like, so is that?
I'm coming for you, Michael.
Essentially, yeah. But since they decided to rewrite how Ends is going to play out, because they were already given the script to Carpenter and getting some notes to wrap up the script so they can start filming next month, or sorry, not next month, next year.
Yeah.
That scene you see, it's pretty much. But since they're now changing the it's jumping 4 years in the future, they decide, hey, maybe we can have it so that he stabs Karen. Maybe we think she does die, and then we can kind of change the narrative and tell the story differently, so that doesn't happen the same night, and Lori doesn't actually come for her, because it makes no sense. She just had surgery that night.
Yeah, her comeback lasted about 5 seconds until she kneed some guy in the fucking stomach and then got hurt again. So
I did like that though, because I was like, damn.
She fucked that guy up.
He's badass, but then she got injured again. I was like, fuck. And that's all we get from Lori for this.
I mean, I guess that's an alternate ending, but it doesn't change the fact that Karen got stabbed.
I was hoping it's gonna be like, Karen wakes up, or I don't know. I thought it was gonna be something more.
I thought her death. Her death was weird looking, and it looked like, honestly, it looked like kind of like a Psycho kind of kill with Janet Leigh in the shower. It was just fucking doing this and going like this, and I don't know.
That's
and
what Chad said, that it looked like Psycho, but Brayden said it's supposed to be more like Judith when she gets stabbed, because she's like throwing her arms up and stuff. But I was just like, I didn't know. The whole time I was watching, I was just like,
what? I don't think it's real.
I'm holding on to the hope that it's not real.
It can't. Like you said, she entered the room, and you pretty much saw the landscape of the entire room.
Yes.
He's not in there. He didn't fucking walk in behind her. You didn't hear anything. There's
cops everywhere.
Everywhere. And by the time he was a couple blocks over, fucking up those people.
Oh yeah.
So I get it. He's like the wind, and he's behind the sheet. He's not behind the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's a fucking ghost, it's not how it's going down. So I wonder if possibly that all was a dream or something,
premonition or something.
The next movie, well, it's a couple years later.
4 years later now, apparently.
Maybe Lori. Maybe they all three live together. Maybe Lori, Karen, and Allison live together, and that's how it opens up. And then we're fucking even more confused because wait, Karen's dead, but she's right here, and then I don't know. Maybe she had a mental break after doing what she did.
I was like reading it as it's like she's like in her own head. What I was thinking is like, I think it would, if you're gonna keep Karen alive, to have it open. I don't even know, like her. I wish they would have even done that, because it's like, where do you go from there if she is alive? Do you just show her like actually like standing there and like kind of like coming back, and then it takes like 10 minutes to kind of stay in the same night, and then we cut 4 years later? It's like I'm trying to even think about like, how's this movie going to open? Like where are we going to? I don't know. I don't
know. I've heard people say they don't even give a shit about seeing Halloween Ends. They don't even care how that movie goes. We got to see how it ends, obviously.
I have to.
We got to, like, where's Michael going to go?
For 4 years.
For 4 fucking years. Unless, like you said, the killing that happened to the mob didn't happen.
Yeah.
And paramedics or whatever, come pick him up, body bag him, all that happy shit.
And it's like something in like Halloween 4. Well, no, because then again, where would he go?
But then,
and then so it's like, what is he going to break out again? That's what we want to see.
It's just going
again.
They can't do there's so many movies now. You just can't. I don't know where you take it, and I'm excited to see. Where they go with it. David and Abby's movie Massacre says opens with Karen in a psych ward. Don't go no Rob Zombie Halloween 2.
No, let's not do that.
Please don't do that.
Do you think it would be stupid for the moment that the mob dies and Karen dies, the moment they beat him to death, not to death, sorry, just beat him into like unconsciousness, that he does get locked up again, and we have a time jump of the women preparing for a night, and they go to take over Smith's Grove or wherever he's going to be, and that's where the final battle will be.
That's what I heard. I did hear that.
That's interesting.
It's definitely, we've heard it's a smaller scale, obviously less crew and less, bodies involved. So the kill count's going to be clearly way down. Do we really want to, I don't know. He's been in a mental institution so many damn times, and then we're going to go back there, and then we're going to battle within I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's
It
going
would
to
be
be
cool to because we started there and then we would be ending there. I think that would be cool, but yeah, we have seen it a lot. And that's I feel like whatever they do, it's most likely just going to be a rehash of a different movie. No matter what Halloween movie it is, it's probably just going to be a rehash of that to get started. Which, every movie is a rehash of a previous movie, no matter what, it's Michael after Laurie, or Michael killing people and people trying to kill Michael. It's all the same. But I feel like it's just going to be something we've already seen before, which is whatever. I don't. It's
fine.
I care, but I don't care, because it's we have to get them out somehow. Somehow they have to come together again.
Yes.
At some point.
I would assume that for this to end properly, Laurie has to die with him in some sort of spiritual symbolism, as she kind of states in the movie.
100%. I think they're going to die together. I don't think there's another way to end it, really, in my opinion. Because they said this is the last of Jamie Lee Curtis and Laurie Strode. This is the final. And it only makes sense to me is if she dies along with Michael.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Byron Weaver, I like kills, but it should have been longer than just an hour and 46 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I
Honestly,
think there's no. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, two nice guys.
Okay, no problem. I was thinking that there were moments where things didn't breathe well enough, and the mob scene was one of them. Him just coming back as a fucking ninja and just fucking shit up again. It felt too rushed, too just, I don't know, quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think some scenes should have been extended. I don't usually I do mind a long run time, but for something like this, it could be 4 hours long. I honestly wouldn't care, because I love Halloween so much. I would watch it. So if this was 2 hours and 30 minutes, I know people would be mad, but I wouldn't have been mad. I would have rather seen, I said, more character development with the main three. If it still happened the way it happened, but we had additional scenes of them really talking, I don't think it would have been that bad, because they're there and then they weren't. So if you would have had extra scenes that weren't cringy as fuck, and then just actually talking, I want to see them talking like normal people, not them on Halloween night. I want to see them just talking, not about the situation, just how just talking as normal people would talk. Or I would have liked to see more of Allison and Cameron talking about everything that happened more. So if it was 2.5 hours, I wouldn't care. It wouldn't have bothered me, because if it helps the story make a little bit better sense and it feels more like a cohesive story, give that to me, because this just kind of feels like we're all over the place and they didn't know exactly where they wanted to go. It felt like scene after scene after scene, going back to other scenes.
Jump.
None of it felt like it went together. It all just felt like this is happening, this is happening, but we're going to cut it in between, because that's how you make a movie.
Yeah.
I think the runtime was perfect. I think it would have been better utilized to eliminate some of the shitty stuff that we didn't want.
Yeah.
Cut, like you said, cut down the hospital bullshit 50%, and then put the remaining of that time maybe on some little tiny bit of character development with between I don't know, between Allison and Karen, or all three of Laurie, Allison, and Karen together, or spend some more time with fucking Hawkins and Laurie, because they're a fucking cute couple and I really dig them.
It was so sweet. It was so nice.
Two old people trying to flirt. It was very entertaining.
And they're both in pain, and they're and she's don't make me laugh. I like that, because I was exactly, that feels real. She's do not make me laugh, because she's hurting so bad. Like I thought those scenes were really sweet.
I thought their chemistry was great. I liked the way that
Yeah.
they bounced off one another. I liked it was something little, but I liked whenever she said she was talking to Karen and she said, "I'm on so many pain meds, kiddo," because that just reminded me of Halloween '78 when she would say that, like lines like kiddo and stuff like that, because she was that good girl back in the day. I like that. I like the little throwback to the Rabbit and Red Lounge that was on the bunny in that one room where Allison was getting interviewed on the wall. I don't know if anybody's seen it or not. It was kind of in your face. So
Did not even realize that. No.
I don't think
No.
I did.
I fucking my eye went right to it. It was the Red Rabbit the Red Rabbit Lounge logo on another bunny eating a carrot. So it was right beside the one police officer. I looked right fucking at it.
Did you think of Sherry Moon?
What? Yes, Sherry. Her ass was in my face, and I was like,
Wow.
No, but
Nice.
that was right before fucking Allison yells, "What?
What?
Fucking little John, what?" like, did she overhear fucking Barker, or did the cop tell her that at the same time?
Yeah, that's essentially what it was. The cops telling the story
Simultaneously.
Yeah,
And-
I didn't like how that. Like Destiny said earlier, I didn't like that cut. I wanted to see Karen's reaction instead because I feel like hers is just more important.
Yeah.
Not like Destiny said, like somebody just fucking called Allison's mom a fat hoe, and then she's like, "What?"
Literally. What?
What?
It's like I want to say because she's like, didn't they tell you what? Michael Myers is dead. Boom. It should have been like them just having a few seconds to be like, oh my god, like, oh no, like, what are we gonna do? Not just screaming.
Should have just
Right.
went the little John route. I'm telling you. What? Okay.
What? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That would have worked. That would have worked.
Yeah.
No, that's one thing. Oh, go.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. I
No.
keep doing this to you guys.
You're good, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, that's one thing I kind of always complain about with Halloween 2 from '81 is that I don't like how much it's in the hospital, and then how much we really don't see Jamie Lee Curtis as much as we want to, because she has top billing with Donald Pleasance, but we don't really get much of her until the end. And that's one thing I was really concerned about with this film, considering I read the script and everything. And I still felt like, okay, they could still do this right, and I still felt like there was too much hospital shit.
Way too much.
Yeah. Way too much. Cut out the whole other escape patient, because that would have taken a lot of your hospital scenes out. Like, I like the hospital scenes when they are talking.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you would have cut the whole other subplot out, that would have taken away half of it. So and that would have been the perfect amount. And I made this comparison, like, this is very much like Halloween 2, like the original Halloween 2, because Laurie is put to the sidelines,
Yep.
stuck in bed pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, I was like, oh, it's pretty much just like Halloween 2, the original one, because it's the exact same thing. I like this one probably better because at least it's like the same, because she's like with like Jimmy and 2, but in this one she's with Hawkins, kind of having like sweet talk. So it's like it's pretty similar in that way. But I think if you just take out the whole mental patient sort of
It's not
angle,
necessary.
it would have cut down your your hospital runtime and give that to other people who,
Needed the time.
deserved it and needed it, because that just felt so weird. Because it's like, and I think it's an effective scene. Like, I felt awful. Like, I was tearing up. I was like, oh my god. But it was such a shift in tone for this movie. Even though we see like other characters we love die, but just to see this, it just felt to me out of place, even though I do find it effective. I would have preferred it to have not been in there, to kind of keep the focus on Michael Myers, because that's what this movie is about. To have this kind of just thrown in there, I was like, what's happening? Like the first scene with the car, I was like, what the fuck is happening? Then we see him, and I was like, oh. And then we see more of him.
Let's fucking focus on this guy who is not necessary at all.
Really, yeah. It's like all that whole thing is like shows is how like effective. It's like mass hysteria. It's like it's to show that, and to show how willing people are to go to kill Michael Myers. But I think if they wanted to do that, they could have done it in a different way than having this guy jump out a window. Like, I don't know.
Exactly.
I took that as they were kind of pushing the mental health issue and kind of shoving it in our face a little tiny bit, that they're different and people don't understand them as much as people should try to understand people with mental illnesses.
Yeah, there was some of that. Yeah, dude, you're not lying. There was a lot of this. I don't know if it was subliminally put in there to poke around with politics and what's going on today. There's so much division. You see people just they'll hang on to something. They'll be like an angry mob of people. Whether you're on a not trying to get political, but on the left side or the right side, it's just a lot of hate out there, and it seems like one person, Michael Myers, was able to take everyone and kind of spin it so everyone was just out of control. And I felt like, especially when you see the opening credits, Jamie Lee Curtis is an executive producer on this movie. Yeah, which I didn't know before. I felt like she was heavily influential on the decisions on that front.
I could see it.
Or I'm reaching too hard.
No, I could see it. I mean, all I heard about this movie was trauma, but
mob mentality and all that stuff. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see that stuff really shoved in my face. I just, like I said, the whole mental patient thing that was kind of shoved in your face because it really wasn't necessary at all to be in the movie. I mean, nothing against them. Obviously, I understand that that is a big issue in the country and everything. So I get it.
It just felt weird in a Halloween movie.
Yeah, shoved in a Halloween movie.
We've never seen something like that. I don't think in like a Halloween movie. It
right.
Like I said, and I like the scene if we're including it. Obviously we are because it's in the movie. I like the scene with Karen like confronting him, and she's like, "I won't let anything happen to you," because I saw that as like she couldn't help Ray, and she wasn't there to help like Ray and stuff, but she's gonna do her best to help someone, to keep someone alive, Yeah. And I felt like it was more like just something like that. Like I wasn't able to help my husband,
but I can help.
Or like I'm not really able to help, but like I'm gonna help you. And I like that, and I like the scene with her like screaming, like it's not him, and it's like the sound is like cut out, and you can just see her face, and she looks at Tommy, and she's like, "No," and he already knows like, "Oh shit, we fucked up," and they did fuck up. It was just so sad, like. And the music too, when he like starts, I was like, oh my god! It's like what's gonna happen. I was like, fuck, this is just upsetting, and not in a way I want it to be in this sort of movie. Right. It felt very out of place for me because this is Halloween Kills. This is Michael Myers killing people. This is Rampage. This is brutal, and that was just brutal in a completely different way. And I was like, if that was in, I don't know what horror movie it could have worked in, just maybe not into like a slasher, like I feel like something like that in this kind of slasher movie just doesn't work. That message should be like, I don't know.
It could work in an Elm Street movie, but not this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Maybe an Elm Street movie. Just be done with, I don't know, but not in Halloween, not in Friday 13th either. Like, those two, they just don't feel right because your expectations were just way too high.
You're right.
As I stated on Braden's channel, I feel like it's hard to not have your expectations high. Yeah. You had to wait a whole extra year for this.
And we love
Halloween. It's October. We love Halloween. We're ready. Mm-hmm. I feel like it was impossible to not have my expectations too high. Waited a whole fucking year, an extra year, to see this in theaters.
Yep.
And I feel like if it would have came out when it was supposed to, these issues would still be there. Yeah. You can't. The dialogue is still cheesy. That's still there. The ending is still fucked up. That's still there. So even if my expectations weren't high, it still has faults, and a fair amount of faults.
Yes.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I've done 2 videos on it already since I've watched it, and I love the movie. I enjoyed the movie from start to finish. I have my little things I don't like about it, like we've been discussing in this this video here. But all in all, I mean, I like the movie. Yes, I think my expectations were set too high, but how can they not be? You know, considering a fucking full year delay, a full year. You know, and we were already hyped up when we saw the very first teaser that they showed when it was supposed to come out. It came out. What was it? Was it 2019? Was it? Whether they showed us like on Halloween the little behind the scenes
sizzle reel.
Yeah, that stuff, and it was that moment. Like, and I was ready for the following October, and then we get pushed back a year, and it's like, well, as we approach 6 months in, 6 months, 3 months, and all that stuff, it's like, dude, I'm fucking ready for this movie. And I went in just expecting it to be balls to the wall, not Halloween, not very Michael Myers-esque, being very much different than we've ever seen the character or this franchise, go. And that's exactly what I got. I'm happy with it.
I think this did have a lot of Michael Myers-esque stuff in it, though. It could have had more, I think.
The stabbing that guy on the table, Phil, I fucking, dude, people liked it. I didn't like it.
I don't know about that. I was getting, it was kind of weird because he was just like,
it felt a little strange.
Reach back.
I thought it was kind of funny because he's doing it until he finds like the knife he wants.
The perfect
like,
one.
Classic knife. And I thought that was kind of funny because I was like, oh, he's going to keep going. But it did feel a little bit out of place because we've never really seen something like that. But it's like, again, I don't know if I want to see something like that.
That's some like Rob Zombie Meyer shit. Like I could see that Michael doing that stuff.
Yeah.
This one.
I just figured he ran out of knives on the wall. There was only there was not many knives left to grab anyways, so he just grabbed the last one. I don't know if it was the last one. Maybe there might have been one more, but then he just grabbed it and just went on his merry way.
It brings me to my point. Another point for Myers in this movie. He really fucked with people's heartstrings in this movie. Like he was doing shit purposefully to fucking break your heart. Like he didn't.
Allison and Cameron.
He didn't fully kill that black lady. He left her alive to witness him stabbing the shit out of her husband.
Do you think that's because like she was at Judas' gravestone the movie before?
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know. It's just they were just a random house on the path to Michael's childhood home. The arrow points right there.
The arrow.
We didn't talk much about Lonnie.
Lonnie told us that. Okay.
I love Lonnie in this.
He was drunk the entire movie, so that's good. He was trying to sober up drinking the coffee.
Kopi man a Kopi.
Go. Kopi man a Kopi, baby.
Yes,
so he was okay. I love the flashback with him and just huddling up on the ground like a little bitch. I thought Michael looked badass at that scene right there, walking down the sidewalk towards him. In the little catchy song, those creepy ass Hills Have Eyes kids were singing.
I hate those stupid ass little kids.
What? Why were they so fugly?
Okay. I'm not gonna say it.
What was wrong with them?
This is what I think should have happened instead of that. Because I did not like when Lonnie's just laying there. What I think should have happened is the cops are like, which I also felt weird because they're like, what y'all doing? Y'all need to get home. People were killed. And just drives off. I was like, that's a little weird. I feel like they would have
maybe
been more
escort them home.
Yeah, I was like, that's a little strange, but whatever. I think what should have happened is they're still like following him and he's like ahead of them. And I think he should be running. And then Michael Myers like pops out, like steps out from behind a tree and then starts killing those fucking kids. Because I think that would have made more sense because Lonnie would be more traumatized after watching kids die right in front of him than Michael Myers just standing there. Because they were there one time he's like a face-to-face encounter. I was like, was it though? I mean, he saw him for like a second and hid. I think if he would have watched them be killed in front of him, that would have made much more of an impact for Lonnie and then would explain to me more as why he's an alcoholic because that's fucking scary to see. So I think if they would have done something like that, I think it would have worked better. And that's just stuff I'm just like, come on, man. Like, I'm no one over here. And I feel like I had some ideas that would have probably worked a little bit better than what we got.
I think they're following with the idea that Michael doesn't kill children because that's 78.
Yeah.
In 2018, he only killed the one kid because he's potentially going to get away and get Michael locked back up potentially. I think that's why. But Lonnie, needed to be something that really should have traumatized Lonnie more than just some guy in a mask walking up to you.
Or even a cop, even one of the cops, maybe not even the kids. Just
Yeah.
like a cop, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been just someone dying, actually, like right there in front of them. And I hated that when the cops are like, who? First of all, why are you asking who? Because we're looking for Michael Myers. If it's anyone, it should be Michael Myers, you know? They're like, who was it or whatever? And he goes, the boogeyman.
Oh,
And then runs
so
away. I was
bad.
just like,
The boogeyman. Then he ran away.
yeah, I hated that.
I think they couldn't kill someone because at the beginning of 2018, when Dana and Aaron go to the Smiths Grove, they say killed 3 teenagers that night. They would have to change the the timeline a little bit.
Yeah,
the narrative. So
they should have thought about that before. But
they could have been creative and created something that could have been much more intense and traumatic, for sure.
Yeah, because then I didn't like right after that when he runs away. They're like, "Oh, this is the house where it happened." I was like, "Okay."
Conveniently, it's just like weirdly lit, like it's just fucking placed there.
Yeah, I was just like, yeah, it looked like there was almost no houses around it, but there were. You could see them, but it just the way it stood out, which it just looked like very, very theatrical.
Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, we're looking at the Myers house. It's like the important house. But I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I love the way the house looked, though. When they were inside, I thought it looked great. I thought the scene when Michael pops, oh my God, I have the hiccups. When he pops out of the closet, I thought that was pretty good. That one made my boyfriend and my friend, they jumped. And because I was waiting for it, I was like, oh man, I know he's, because the way they framed it, someone's there, because he's like right here, and then you have a whole door right here. I was like,
oh yeah,
about to pop out, like come on. But they jumped, and I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Hawkins is a good shot, by the way, too. Nice fucking shot.
Even as a kid, you garbage.
Right in the throat.
I was like, why wouldn't he like go for a leg or something? Something to where if you do shoot the other person, it's not going to kill them. I was like, why wouldn't he go for a leg? That way, if he accidentally does hit his friend, he won't fucking die.
Nope, right in the throat.
Right in the neck. I was like, sir, come on.
Michael said,
cover it up too.
Thank you.
Yeah, little cop cover up. Another thing, I was like, really? I was like, I don't know.
It didn't happen. Give me the gun. Give me the gun.
Don't look down.
Don't look at it.
Yeah, don't look at it. Yeah. That's a weird scene.
It was weird because I was just like, I mean, I know it's obviously shitty that he just killed another cop, like he just killed someone, but like it's not like he did it on purpose. It's not like this was anything like that. It's
total
like,
accident.
Clearly did not mean to do it. Michael Myers was right there. Like we're all after Michael Myers. Like I don't know if they didn't get in trouble on Halloween 4 for killing Ted Hollister. Like okay,
like there, that's him. There he is. That's Michael Myers.
That's Michael Myers.
I think that was kind of weird, like zooming in all their faces, but then whenever this camera pans back like it did in
that
78, that was good.
Yeah,
I loved it when he was just like standing there. I really liked that. I was just like, ooh, that's
he looks
like,
so good.
That's spooky. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
That looked great.
And the other cool, I don't know if anybody else liked it, but for some reason, those 2 stupid kids that were swinging on the swings, they had me cracking up. I don't know why. Whenever she's like, he's over there trying to play hide and seek with us, like we're not 3 years old, man.
We're not 3 years old, man. Yeah. What I thought was weird, and I said this on Braden's channel. Okay, so people say, "Not today, Satan." They say it like that. Not today, Satan. The girl said, "Satan, not today," and I was just like, I don't know. I know it's like something so stupid and small, but I was just like, why did they write it like that? Like it's not today, Satan. Like that's
he's a pervert.
He's a pervert. Like laughing about it. I also hated them, but I thought that scene was actually kind of funny.
It was funny.
And I like that whenever it shows Michael and he's holding the kid's mask, and the way it like pans across, and like, is that his mask? And then Lindsay's like, run now. Which I didn't mind that line. Like I liked like the go, run now. I don't like before he kills us all.
Oh yeah.
It's like obviously he's killing people. Like they just saw their friend's mask in his hand. Like that to me, it's like you could have just said, "Go, run now."
Run.
That's it.
He
You
might
don't
kill
need
some
to-
of us. Maybe leave us alone. Oh, he fucking jumped on that car like Superman. That was
He
amazing.
did.
And the girl dressed in the nurse costume disappeared for like an hour, and then, hey, I'm gonna come back now with my big gun, try to shoot you.
Oh,
Another thing, I don't understand why. So I guess the male, because he's the nurse and she's actually a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay, so the guy, I mean, he like tries to help Marion with a stethoscope, and I did like that when Michael just is like looking at him, like turning his head, like you're not doing shit to me right now. But even whenever he's like stabbing Marion, he's not doing anything for a little bit. I thought he would have ran out. I mean,
He's watching the damn thing.
yeah, I was like, dude, like after I think like 4 stabs, I think that's when you should probably just go. Like if you know you're probably not going to do things, like go. I mean, it's selfish, but fuck, like go.
yeah.
The scene though with the lady, the costume nurse, oh my god, that fucking had our entire theater like taken back. Like what the fuck? Like I thought that was pretty great. I love that death scene. It was like holy shit. I love scenes like that. There's another one, and I won't spoil it because if y'all haven't seen The House of the Devil,
No.
there's a scene that I watched out because I was watching it at work, and I'm standing there looking at it. There's a scene I had to lock because I was watching on my phone. I locked my phone and literally like squatted down because I was like, what the fuck? And I feel like that was something like that. If I was like standing there, I would have been like, holy shit, because just not what I was expecting. I love that. That was pretty great.
That was some John Wick shit right there. Myers don't play games.
That was smooth shit for sure.
He fucking kicked that door. Pow! And he's still decorating, you know? He's still a great decorator, putting the bodies in nice places. He's a good dude. I like him.
I like that too. Because something I guess I didn't notice in the trailer, because it's in the trailer, but there's like candy also like around them, and like Marion, like up to her body there's like candy. I was like, he went all out for that, really. Not only does he have it like decorated, he also has like candy thrown out to add like a little festive touch to it.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Appreciate it.
Piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy.
Wow. These are them tricks and treats.
Tricks and treats.
Michael's a great dude. He's a good dude. Like I said, throughout this whole thing, it definitely grows on you. Well, for me anyway, because I mean, I've seen people fucking trash this and give it a 0 out of fucking 5 or 10.
That's a little bit ridiculous.
I know. And then people giving it 9s and 10s. But I see the Rotten Tomatoes score dropped even more the last time I checked. It keeps going down. Like, it happens, I guess. Not everyone's going to like every movie, obviously.
No.
But
I think a 0 out of 5, though. Come on. Like, you can, from a, like, what's it called? What am I looking for? The word. From, like, what the fuck? Like a production standpoint. From, like,
it's
the
fucking
music
high.
alone. The music alone is, like, a 1. Come on. I think from a technical standpoint, that's what I was looking for. When it comes to, like, that sort of things, even if you don't like the story, you don't like parts about it, it's not a 0. Like, you have to at least give it credit where credit's due. It's a good looking movie.
Yeah, they can't take it away. Like Tyler Dickey said, my only negative takeaways was them explaining everything and hand feeding you the plot over and over, like we talked about earlier. Just constantly, it's 40 years later, evil dies tonight, over and over and over and over. We get it. I mean, I guess maybe they were directing that towards non-Halloween fans, maybe, but even that, we don't need it repeated that many fucking times. We get it.
We don't need it 3 times.
We get it.
Yeah.
He's here to kill people. The dude in front of me at the theater was so annoying, though. He was like, why do they keep stabbing him and he's not dying? This doesn't make any sense. I was like, have you never watched a Halloween or a Friday the 13th movie in your life? Whatever, man. Well, I don't know why you came here.
There was a couple of people at our theater. It wasn't like super bad. There's people with like seat issues because, you know, like they give you your ticket. That's where you sit. Some people are like in the wrong seats. That was distracting because I kept like looking over at them. And I was trying to watch the movie, but I was like, what's going on over there? Because I hate like confrontation. So I was like,
oh yeah,
nervous for them for some reason. So I was like, oh my God. There's people. It was my boyfriend, me, my best friend, and her boyfriend. The couple that was right here. They were being loud. They were kind of being annoying. We could hear people talking up here. I was just like, shut the fuck up. Cheer when you're supposed to cheer.
Not
laugh,
just random.
Laugh like at the funny parts. Like, I'm not saying like don't do anything. Like, it's like I want my theater to have fun and be into the movie, but not talking about bullshit. Because I hate when you can even fucking hear whispering. Because I'm just like, we can still hear you. You're not being quiet. Or hearing like food wrappers. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell you not to eat, but it's a little bit annoying.
Yeah. Brett says he had somebody in his theater kept screaming "Kiki ki ma ma ma." Nick Cooling says he had a guy tell me the movie is stupid because they already chopped off his head in H2O. So,
oh my god,
that is true. That is true.
Can I just take a second? So I tweeted about how I was gonna see the movie. You know, and, like I posted pictures, and then I had tweeted about how once I got out that I was speechless, and I got like at least 100 people being like good or bad, and I didn't want to go through each one and be like, oh, I don't know. Then I had some lady who was like saying how the Tommy in this was only the Tommy because he was in the original. I wish they would have gotten a real actor to play him.
Oh my god.
She had said that multiple times, and so I was like, he was a real actor, Anthony Michael Hall. I was like, he is an actor. I literally took a screen recording of me going through his credits because she had said it 3 times, replying back to like my tweet, and then other people in my tweet responding back to them. So I'm still getting the notifications, and she was starting to get on my nerves a little bit because like it's fine if you don't know. She was like, I'm a diehard Halloween fan.
Oh yeah.
I feel like they should have gotten a different guy, a real actor to play Tommy. And whenever I said, whoa, I was like, he is a real actor. Here's his credits, you know. She was like, she got really defensive about it and was like, well, I still don't think he's good. It could have been someone else. And I was like, well, that's fine if you think that. I was like, I don't care if you don't like him or not. I'm just letting you know this is not about Tommy, and then he is an actor. She was like, oh, did I hurt your little heart? Are you fucking him? She asked me if I was fucking Anthony Michael Hall.
Fuck, dude.
Damn, you're rich.
Psychotic.
Like, no, but do you have his number? I don't know. I was just like,
number?
What the fuck? And then
phone number?
She was going like off. She literally was like, oh, these people on here are gonna tell you you're pretty. I'm not gonna lick. She said, I'm not gonna lick your asshole.
Oh,
nice. I responded to her. I said, go off, sis. That's all I said. And she's like, oh, don't tempt me. I was like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like, truly, like, what are you gonna do?
Lick your asshole?
And then other people were coming to my defense. They're just saying like,
Jesus Christ.
Hey, why are you being like this? Because you were wrong. You were just making an ass out of yourself. Now it's like, yeah. It was a lot.
Bye, Brett.
Let you go.
Goodbye. Don't worry, we're gonna all be going here.
It needs to die.
It needs. I like that better, actually. It needs to die.
It needs to die.
Evil dies tonight. When's it gonna die? Tonight. As he's running down the hallway, Evil dies tonight.
Die.
I got my baseball bat. Hitting a home run today. It's gonna be awesome.
That was weird how Tommy said that in the hospital. He kind of like turns
around.
The
way he ran out and looked back at him.
Evil dies tonight.
Leading the pep rally. Leading the pep rally.
That made me laugh. It was like, what? That was pretty silly on their part.
I don't know why they brought Brackett. I really don't know why they brought him because he's old. What is he gonna do?
Yeah. Nothing. So, good or bad? There's good, there's bad. It's still a Halloween movie. It's still Michael Myers on the screen doing his thing. Mm-hmm. The best that he's ever done it because you can't take nothing away from James Jude Courtney and what he brings to the character. He embodies the character the way you want it to be, and he's a motherfucking beast.
Yeah.
So, can we get the alternate ending to Halloween 2018? I would like to see that, Byron. I would like to see it.
So would I.
Maybe
I don't know if I want to see that because doesn't Michael sit on a fucking stump and just kind of like succumb to his death?
Yeah, because he got like shot with a crossbow or something.
I don't know if I want to see that. That's very vulnerable,
I
Michael.
still want to see it.
I want to see it, even if I don't like it or not. Because if
Still wanna see
I
it.
don't like it, I'll just pretend it doesn't exist. Because
It's not canon, so I guess it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Maybe like once Ends comes out, and we'll get like a new box set.
Yeah.
Maybe they will put it on there. That's what I'm hoping for. Because like, why wouldn't they?
Just put it out there.
Like, what's that doing to you? Nothing really. I mean, who cares if people don't like it? It's not like it's in the actual movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see. I guess I see your point. Like, I don't know if I want to see it. I mean, it's kind of like go to your deleted scenes menu and click on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'll see it like that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't want it probably restored into the actual movie itself.
Oh, right,
I just want it to be there as an option because I'm just curious. Like, I was looking for anything. I was watching them like film parts of it, and I was like, what? Like trying to see like what was gonna happen. I was doing that like all day, like Wednesday night, getting like ready for this. I had watched like 2018. I'd watched the original on Tuesday, 2018 on Wednesday to prepare for Kills on Thursday. So I was like watching anything Halloween related because I was listening to the 2018 soundtrack like all day at work Thursday because I was like pumped about it, and then ultimately left the theater confused and sad and happy and angry and everything.
Just
all
confused.
The above, really.
It's coming around.
Yeah,
it's coming around now.
It's coming around for sure.
I love it.
Which I'm happy because it hurt me to not walk out of this movie fucking losing my shit about how much I loved it. I was really upset that I didn't love it, and I thought maybe it was just like maybe it was me. It was like maybe something just didn't hit right with me. But then once I started talking to like Matt and to like everyone else, and I got to see others were feeling the same, I felt validated because I felt like, okay, I'm not insane right now for not loving this because it just felt kind of weird. But with more watches, I think, like I already said, like I'm already giving it a higher score than I did my first watch. I enjoyed it a lot more time my second watch, and I think it's going to keep going. And this is a movie, obviously it's a Halloween movie, people are going to talk about it, but this movie is like the way it's been like spread across like every social media, everything. Anytime I go on anything, I just see Halloween Kill stuff.
Yep.
Like this movie is going to stick with us for a long time because of how different it feels and how odd and just weird choices that they did. And hopefully in Ends it makes more sense, and hopefully Ends really helps that and makes, because like
come together.
I still love 2018. It's not nowhere near my favorite, but I can watch it at any time and have a great time with it. Kills made me appreciate 2018 even more. So I'm hoping Ends helps me appreciate this one more, and just the trilogy, this trilogy as a whole. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it will. But I gotta show you my favorite kill in the film was actually this one, James. I hope you really like it. Did you like it, James?
I loved it, dude. Michael Myers threw that fucker right off.
He didn't even care. Michael somehow got on a boat. What?
What was the video you played?
That was from Titanic when the guy fell off the boat and hit the propeller.
Okay, for some reason now on my StreamYard, I used to be able to click on like the video and it pops up and I can't see y'all. Now my screen, every time I click on it, it fucks up and I can only see half of it. So I can't see what's actually being played. So I didn't know.
You missed the awesome propeller death.
But I know what you're talking about.
It's funny and it makes me and James happy.
It does.
All right.
That was a long stream. That was 2 hours of Michael Myers talk right there.
Honestly, and my jaw hurts from talking so much.
You talked for like 4.5 hours straight.
I was gonna say,
you're done
talking all day, man.
You're done talking. Now I'm probably gonna have to actually do a review video, and then probably do a re-ranking video of the franchise probably coming up this week.
Woo.
So I don't know where I got to think about where I'm going to put this one. I'm not quite sure yet.
I don't know either. Right now I have it at like number, because I ranked it like the night I came home when I was in my feelings, and I put it as like number 10. And then I moved Halloween 2018 up 2 spots after it. So I don't know how I feel now that I've kind of settled a little bit. Because I feel like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like I feel like it doesn't deserve to be that low, but then again, to me, it does. It's just a very mixed movie for me, I guess, but more positive. I really don't know. I don't know why I keep
more
talking,
positive than negative.
I don't know. Yeah,
we'll see. This was fun though, and obviously, Destiny, thank you for coming on since you were on back-to-back streams and your mouth is probably fucking tired of talking.
it really is.
And James, of course, my buddy, my brother from fucking California.
Hi, how are you doing?
From California.
Another great stream with my buddy Jimmy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Great stream with both of you guys. Good
awesome
to hear you guys out because I know you guys were both kind of mixed and I wanted to hear it from 2 people who feel the opposite of me. I really enjoy it and hearing you guys out and making sense of why you feel why you do. It makes sense in a lot of ways. So yeah, this was fun.
Good shit.
Yeah, and I'm glad I gave it another watch before this. I felt like I needed to, and I'm glad I did. Because I also didn't want to come on here and like tear it apart.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it deserves that. So I'm happy I was able to watch it again. Because like the first time, I left and I was like, what even happened? Because there was just so much happening. To like watch it again, I actually like tried to take notes on the movie and like really focus on stuff. It really helped me appreciate a lot more about it. So I'm happy I watched it again. That way I can have more positives, and hopefully that just keeps happening, because I want to completely love this movie. I don't know if I'll ever completely love the movie, but I'm at least a 7 out of 10 for me right now. Still 70%. I'm gonna watch it probably again tomorrow if I'm able to, or like this week. Like I'm gonna keep seeking it out because I can't get the movie out of my head. So like if it does anything, it's at least doing that. And I think that itself is pretty great.
100%.
Yeah. Out of 10, what would you guys give it?
7.
I get 7.5.
I was gonna say 7.5 out of 8, or 7.5 to 8 out of 10.
7.5
7 out of 8.
I mean, I got a Halloween 2018 way higher, so that's just me.
Yeah, that's so low for me.
That's my baby, so I don't know. I'm gonna stick with it. I don't know what my score is on that. I'd probably give 2018 8.5 for me.
2 out of 10.
Fuck you.
I'm just joking.
I was gonna say, okay, man, come on now.
Yeah, I'm not one of those.
This is like I was saying earlier, we have to give it some credit, man. It looks good. And
Yeah,
it
no.
always looks good. It has its faults.
It does, yeah. But every movie does.
Exactly.
Unless you're Terminator 2.
I haven't seen it, so I can't tell you.
Well, you should watch that.
Yeah, T2's awesome.
Best movie ever? No, not the best. It's great.
It's pretty close. It's up there.
It's nearly flawless. So we'll say that.
It is.
I haven't seen Terminator, and I haven't seen Predator as well.
Predator's pretty good. Terminator 2 is better. Yeah, that was fucking fun. I'm glad you guys we did this together. Thanks everybody for fucking tuning in. And I think somebody has something to say before we go.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Buster Rhymes wanted to jump on here real quick and tell everybody trick or treat and have a great Halloween season. I wish he was in the movie. They fucked up. That's on them.
That's my biggest complaint.
Buster Rhymes wasn't in the fucking movie. Next Halloween ends, he better be working in the sanitarium somewhere. He's like fucking mopping shit up. And then he gets that fucking mop and fucks him up. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch
Chung Lee. Thanks, guys. Fucking blast. You guys have a good evening. And everyone watching, thanks for tuning in. And you guys have a good evening. But we're out.